This series is fantastic, and it seems to keep on getting better and better every episode. Your character Jorge specifically has quite the twist in this season. What has it been like, going through this season and having all this emotional change and this moral compass that kind of switches in your character?
Yeah, it's great. It's kind of the meat that you want when you're playing characters. See, when you have like trans in real time,
Mhm.
it's always exciting. Like from the moment he kills Neto at the beginning of the show, and that's sort of a very visceral moment of someone that was close to him, and then where that takes him, and the battle, the constant inner battle between what's good and what's bad, and that, like you say, the moral compass of him is which is very there's a gray zone. He's not you
Mhm.
can't as like purely evil or purely good, but he lives in a world of violence, but he's very attached to his family and sort of wants traditional values, but comes from crime. So all of that is just a very interesting balancing act, and it's been great that you say that because I also felt this season that was very well reflected on the page, and then it's come through as well in the episodes.
It seemed that last season, Jorge was more logical. He had a lot of thought into the stuff that he did, and in this one, it's more of his heart. It seems that he's all over the place. He doesn't have a real set uh place for his emotions. How hard is it to play a character like that?
Yeah, that's the thing, especially the last few. You're right. I remember, I think it was episode 9. I normally like at the front, the first page of my scripts, I like to write like a sentence of what he sentence, just to have a theme each episode that you kind of know this is what's going on in this part of the story. And I think it was episode 9 that I had on my front page, out of my mind, and that's pretty much that's it. He's just like not with it, not sleeping, and just tunnel vision of wanting to get, and it's it's fun on the one hand, but it's also like you want to keep it real and true to the circumstances, and you want to feel that there's like a journey going through it. So I think that's the balancing act of it. Is just that I mean, you can only play it in one way, and then you just trust that the whole when it's put together, the journey comes across because there's a lot going on in the show, especially in these last few episodes. There's so many things, and I have a very clear through line, and then you just trust that when it's put together, that through line comes through.
It seems that from the point where your character was introduced, he's always been one of the smartest people in the room. He comes along, his confidence is incredible, but as he meets Tony and Kate del Castillo's character, he's presented with two very powerful women who kind of put him on his toes. What's it like playing a character alongside Kate del Castillo and Tony?
It's great. I love that. And also, I think, for Jorge, it's interesting because, he had a very strong wife who passed away. And I think she was a very good influence on him. And I think Tony brings out his humanity. So I think that's why there's like a connection from he can't quite put his finger on it, but he likes being around her, even though it's been a very volatile relationship. Yeah, I think she just kind of centers him and reminds him that he can be a good person. And then Ramona is sort of, he has so much admiration for her and his sister and so much love, but she's a horrendous influence, and in a way, she's very responsible for bringing him into this world of violence
Mhm.
and not letting him get out of this violence. So it's just he's got these two powerful. So it's a push and pull. It's a tug of war constantly, and and there's respect for each of these women as well. So and wanting to hear their opinions and understand, so it's kind of it anchors him, but at the same time it makes him go wild. Both
Mhm.
relationships, and each has both aspects of it as well. Each of them.
Definitely. It seems that as we go into this season 4 finale, Jorge is torn between two worlds. He has a foot in each world. Uh, how thrilled are you for us to watch the finale, and what can we expect without giving away any spoilers?
there's you can expect a real sort of like I think wrapping up of the story, but at the same time, some wanting more. It's going to be very explosive, to put it in one word. It's good, and a lot of the loose, very wild direction, and it's been building up. So you want it. So suddenly, it's all gonna unravel.
Awesome. You came into this series after tragedy from the cast. How much pressure does it put on you as an actor when you have to step into a role that follows uh, such a situation as what happened with your the previous members
Yeah, I
of the
mean, Aiden is irreplaceable. I mean, he's in the hearts and minds of everyone on the show, and I just always knew that there was no moment where, if anything, I knew I had to make sure that we stayed away from who he was, and from a very very far away outside thing, there might be archetypes, and you go, oh, this that character fills this. In terms of characters, they're very very different, and he brought beautifully his essence to it, and was very beloved by not just the crews and everyone on the ground working with him, but by fans of the show. So I was it was very clear to me that this could never be a replacement, and I thought it was smart that it was me and Kate coming in, so
Mhm.
it was family, and it was two people in a way, and that we've, especially this season. Last season was very tricky to sort of maneuver that, because it was a surprise for all of us. I had no idea. I was expecting and hoping to work with him, and because that was the idea, that he was going to come back. And this season, I feel we had a chance to sort of, the characters have been established, to make it our own, and I feel it's like a new beginning in many ways. Season four, it's a departure, it's its own thing, also with a new showrunner, a new team of writers. So I feel this season, it's almost like you could start watching the show from season four, without losing the spirit of what the other three are. Um, it's very much a new beginning, which was refreshing and important, I think, for the characters and for the story. And I think it shows in the way it's being structured. And from the get go, it's kind of got its own thing, its own drive.
Uh, how much input do you have on creating this character and building him up? Because it does seem that Jorge has a lot of humanity in him.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you have, you bring yourself into it. There's always a separation. You want to transform into someone else, but you in every character you play, So, for me, I have a lot of empathy for Jorge, and that's why I took the part. If I didn't couldn't understand him, I think he's someone who doesn't know any other world. He grew up in this world of violence, so it's, and also the way he sees it. Why are corrupt businessmen and corrupt politicians and corrupt lawyers who do horrendous things and damage to people and to the world, able to just be accepted in circles, and him, just because he's cartel, when he's made, can't be, so he's looking for acceptance in these sort of like high end worlds, that, like, for a higher class. Like, he wants to also mingle with the high society of Vegas, and so there's like so from that angle, I feel like I have a lot of empathy and understanding for the character, who ultimately is doing everything for his daughter and for his family as well. He's a man of family values, so that contrast is interesting to me. So you try and it's really is about never judging who you're playing.
Your character is such a complex character. Like you said, he has the family values. Uh, what has been some of the fun parts about playing this character? Because he seems so serious, but at the same time, there's very tender moments at certain points.
Yeah, I love that. One scene, I'm playing some really tender, beautiful moments with my daughter, and
Hmm.
he's putting her to bed, and then the next scene, you're strangling a guy to death. It's like two complete polar opposites. He's a complex person, and playing that kind of the bad guy, the dangerous angle is fun. It's interesting. That's one thing I have. I've played a lot of different characters, and that territory I haven't explored as much. So that was fun for me to play, to go into that sort of, to go into the dark side, but to humanize him within that dark side.
Hmm. Definitely. I find it kind of interesting that you consider him a bad guy because I don't know if that's what I would call him.
No, I don't either. I find it really interesting when I get people say both things to me. Like some people, I have people that go to me, "Oh, you're the bad guy on that show," and I'm like, "Oh, interesting. I never thought of myself that way." And then other people definitely don't see him that way. So I think he's neither one or the other. You know, there's a lot to it. Yeah, yeah.
Definitely. Well, congratulations. You do a fantastic job on this show, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks.